Next up is about, so we have been talking a lot about services and how we configure services, how we provision services into the network. And if you're a service provider, the service is what you monetize, what you sell to your customers, and it comes with a service level agreement. So when you have that service deployed, if you're an SP, you want to make sure that that service delivers on the customer quality experience expectations, right? That's why we have Kaela here. So welcome up on stage, Kaela, to talk a little bit about how we can assure services and maybe monetize them in new and interesting ways. Yes. So thank you, Kaela. The stage is yours.
Thank you. So my name is Kaela Loffler. I'm part of the Accedian, now part of Cisco team. So technically I'm Cisco. I'm part of the customer solutions marketing team at Cisco now. As Marcus said, we've talked a lot during the conference about assurance as part of service development, service delivery, and during operations, and when the service is in operations, how do you assure that it continues delivering on expectations? But I wanted to talk a little bit more about using assurance to differentiate offerings and to upsell those offerings as well. So Revved up is for revenue, of course, but it also means, in this case, I am the last presentation before the final showdown game show. So I'll hope to get you guys a little revved up for that as well. And Nicholas, we need to talk about that. I had the graveyard shift 2 years in a row now. So, so in this presentation, it's just a short one, 15 minutes. We'll talk a little bit about, this is an old version, but that is okay, how we use the right data for service-centric visibility and SLA management, how to use assurance to generate new offerings, differentiate your offerings, as I mentioned before, and use alerting and notifications for improving customer service. And then finally, how you can use assurance as a tool to increase transparency and how you interface with your B2B customers as well. So, currently trending, I mean, you've seen these slides and these topics many times throughout the week here, but networking is in a perfect storm, as Javier said. You guys have a number of challenges that we at Cisco are here to help you solve. You know, you need to speed time to market. Automation is a great tool for that, and as Freddie Mercury says, our customers want it all and they want it now, so we need to deliver right the first time. Differentiation, you know, you want to stand out in a sea of what some would say are similar service offerings. Generate new revenue, of course, that's why I'm up here. Complexity, it's getting more complex to operate your multi-domain, multi-layer, multi-technology, multi-vendor networks, the massive multi as we refer to it. And then, of course, assurance. When everyone thinks of assurance, you think of customer experience. Customer experience expectations is a harder thing to win and much easier to lose. So we want to ensure that you can maintain digital experience and ensure customer expectations are met. So starting with data, you know, you've heard as well, intelligence in, intelligence out, or incorrect information in, incorrect information out is the more negative version of that. I won't use the word that one of our other speakers used. But it all starts with visibility and the right data. So you need the right accuracy, the right granularity, and of course to have service-centric data. Just having device-centric data won't help you understand how the end user is experiencing the service. You've seen as well the visibility, insights, action kind of wheel we use a lot here in the automation and assurance teams. And you need to understand, is the service healthy? Is it meeting SLAs? And if not, I need to find and fix the problem quickly, ideally before customer experience is impacted. And building on that a little bit as well is the sampling interval. So, you know, we talk about near real-time data, service-centric data, but you need to ensure that the sampling interval is correct, because if you have SLA thresholds and you're sampling in a minute sampling rate, for instance, you might not see those peaks and valleys or the SLA when the SLA threshold is breached. It'll all look fine, service is doing great, everything's green, but in reality, if you change that sampling interval to milliseconds, as we say, customer perception is measured in milliseconds and not minutes, you'll actually see that customer experience is impacted. And SLAs have been breached, and you have something you need to go find and fix. So building on service-centric visibility, how can you actually start generating new revenue opportunities with service-centric assurance or proactive assurance? So this is kind of like the directory slide. So if there's one slide to take away, this will be it. And we'll start with the basics, SLA management. So we talked about that a little bit, but if you have a way to show how you're delivering on SLAs, you can be compliant and you can be transparent with your customers, and you can also start charging for premium SLA-backed services or different classes of service. And that's kind of the basics. Building on that, we've got a portal UI. We talk about this as end customer portals generally. So this is basically using a portal with the same data set that you as a network operations team has to provide it to your end customers, so that with some subset of visibility you want them to have, but then it becomes more of a self-service kind of experience for them. It can reduce tickets, and it can reduce delays in response. It allows you to be more responsive, and it's the shared data set. So what they're looking at is what you're looking at, and it can reduce the number of support calls and basically provide kind of a differentiated experience for the customer, because they know the problem's not coming from you. It's maybe something in their own network instead, their own kind of management sphere. Then we start building on the more interesting ways to improve customer experience or service and potentially have some opportunities for upsell. Alerting. So using proactive alerting, Accedian Skylight is backed with AI-enabled analytics, so we're using predictive analytics to do baselining, detect on anomalies, and help you more proactively manage the service experience. But we can use alerts to send to any back-end systems on proactive degradation alerts, or if there's an upcoming capacity exhaust warning or any similar network conditions that should be looked at and fixed by your operations teams. And then we also have informational notifications. So these are more notifications to CRM systems. Maybe you've got a top-tier customer, for instance, and you want to send alert to their CRM so that you can see that, their SLAs have been breached, or more importantly, they're nearing capacity exhaust, and maybe this is an opportunity to upsell. So drilling a bit more into the end customer portal, there are a few key features that an end customer portal should have to make it effective out of the box for you as the B2B service provider. Customized visibility of network and service performance. Of course, you've got the full view of all of the data in your Skylight system, but you can offer kind of a reskinned, rebranded version with a subset of the widgets or the data to your end customers as well. It should, of course, have automated or on-demand alerting or reporting functionality. It should be multi-vendor, multi-technology, and multi-tenanted, of course, with role-based access control. Automated for simplified deployment and maintenance, and then, of course, scalable and delivered as a service, so a SaaS solution, so it's easily delivered to your customers. And then, of course, one portal to rule them all. Both sets, the operations team and the end customer, can use the same system. And just a quick case study now to kind of dive into how alerts and notifications can be used. To give you some ideas, we're always looking for inputs and feedback on how we can innovate further, but this will just give you a little bit of an example on how alerts and notifications could be used. For instance, SLA threshold violation visible in the end customer portal. This is kind of the basics. We just built on that, and now what if it's a capacity exhaust alert? Maybe you could email directly the capacity planning team. Or maybe it's a top-tier B2B customer, and you've got kind of a chat function within your organization or a Slack channel for how you guys manage the customer experience for that customer. You could send a notification there. Or even to Salesforce or a similar CRM, so that account executive or that B2B top-tier customer kind of has a record of when the SLAs have been breached, when they should reach out to upsell services perhaps. And then, of course, it's maybe a potential performance issue. You can send, or a capacity alert. You can send alerts to ops teams, network engineering teams, kind of the general teams that want to know about those things. And, I'm in marketing. I don't think we could even say it as well as this customer did. So Bart from Colt, they've been a long-time user of our end customer portals function, and he said, this is extremely powerful in terms of customer experience. It helps avoid tickets as customers can see themselves what happened with their service. It reduces tension and increases customer satisfaction. So a great proof point there from one of our most innovative and outspoken customers. And then we just completed some research with ACG Research, an analyst firm in the US, and it was titled Economic Benefits of Service-Centric Assurance. So we looked with ACG into a few of our customers. We used AT&T Business, Colt, and Bouygues Telecom at how service-centric assurance is impacting their business. And we got some great numbers there, which now I'm realizing as well, my QR code won't show up. So if you would like that paper, please chase me down after the event, and I'd be happy to send it to you. It will go live soon. But in essence, in summary, we know that your network is the product. We're here today and always to support you support your innovations and your ideas, and we want to enable operational simplicity and network agility for you. Of course, help you enhance service quality and develop new sources of revenue, and of course, be proactive in how you're managing your customer experiences. And then you heard my colleague Monica talk about sustainability initiatives and how assurance can also help innovate there. That's it. Thank you.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
We may have questions. I don't know. Not yet, but yeah, open up Slido and post a question for Kaela.
If the question is where can I get the paper, you can email me at kloffler@cisco.com.
Very good. So if somebody here wants to get started with this, where should they do? What should they do?
Yeah, well, you can email me, of course, or your Cisco sales representative. We're all one team. Although we say Accedian now part of Cisco, we're very soon just part of Cisco, actually, very, very, very soon. So Accedian.com is also up for just a few more weeks, but feel free to email any of the Accedian sales folks, or engineering teams, or PLM, or Cisco.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Still no Slido questions. Anybody in the audience here who wants to ask?
I think everyone just wants to start with the final showdown.
You just want to go to the next. Could it be?
Yep.
All right.
I don't blame them.
Thank you very much, Kaela.